Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today, in our last episode that I have pre-recorded, in case you haven't heard, I've been out of town for a few weeks, we are keeping it relatively short and simple, but today's video is an important one. We are building a cactus farm. I want to get a great source of not only cactus, but also of green dye, as it certainly has a lot of uses. So that is our goal for today. But just to update everyone on what I have been up to since the last episode, I ran into the end and raided a few end cities and got a handful of shulker shells, so that takes care of our shulker box dilemma here. As you can see, it is kind of empty in there. And I have also been in our nether hub a little bit, expanding this just a little bit more. It doesn't go too much farther here, but it does get us through this first Crimson Forest and away from the piglins. So this is a project that I just kind of work on as I have time. I have continued to light up down here a little bit more, but we will definitely expand on this. In fact, here in the next episode, or maybe the one after, we will be doing a whole episode about our nether hub, both an ice highway on the roof of the nether and the hallways that we have right there. But for today, it is all about our cactus farm, so I think we may even need to go to the desert to get a little bit more. We are keeping this one simple. It is not a intricate farm at all. It is probably about as basic of a cactus farm as we can get it to be, but it will work for us, and that is all that matters. So I am just trying to select a wood that I think would be good for this. And I think we will go with bamboo. I still don't have a dedicated bamboo farm, and I did not mean to break those tall grass plants, but that's okay. I still don't have a dedicated bamboo farm. We haven't used bamboo all that much, and it does grow very quickly, but we will also get a bamboo farm set up here in the future. I guess I could harvest what we have around the front as well, but we might be good. We just need to make a few fence gates. There we go, 14 should be a good start for us. Of course, we also need some sand. We will grab that from right over here. We don't need very much, and then we need the main block that this farm will be built out of. I'm thinking maybe sandstone, and we could go for a more smooth variant, or perhaps something like deep slate, which we have a lot more of. But I think just to match with the theme of the farm, we will go with sandstone. Now, it won't be all that visually interesting, at least initially. We will definitely come back and revisit it at another time, but for now, again, the important thing is just getting that source of cactus. We will also need our redstone shulker box, because we need some hoppers out of there, and we need a few chests to store all of our cactus in. We are not going to have any automatic smelting or anything like that, because we have our smelting facility over here. So I think for now we will just harvest the cacti as a whole. And finally, we need a few water buckets that will help direct the cacti into the hoppers once they are done growing. So we will find a spot to build this. I'm thinking somewhere over here could be a great place, maybe right behind the allays. Or maybe instead we will go right back here over by the armadillos, since it kind of fits that same biome vibe. So I think we will get it started right here, and we will have our first chest placed down, and we will have some hoppers that go out the back and extend up. Just a couple. It's not going to be a super tall farm, maybe one more here, and then we are going to have a plus shape just like that. And this is where our sandstone will extend out of the build. So something like that, that will be the platform that our water goes on, and it will flow, again, directing those cacti to the center of this build. So if we build up a border around the edge, And then we will just build a little bit more right here in this corner. And now when we pour our water right there, we will see that it flows towards the center. It does not go over the hoppers, but it will stop right in front of them. So if we were to throw, say, a baked potato, it will travel to the center, and right down here, we will see our baked potato. I think I might move this chest out a little bit, and we will have these hoppers go all the way out here so that we can access the farm from the outside. So we will place this chest right underneath the wall, and we will have an upside down stair right there, and then we can connect our hoppers going into that. That way we can cover all of this up and make it look a little bit nicer. So let's go ahead and pull out our scaffolding, and we will get to work on the platforms where the cacti will grow. So if we head on up here, these are going to be spaced out 1 block apart, and they will be a couple blocks above the water. And we will also have them, I guess we can't place them on the hoppers. That's okay, we will get a sandstone block placed down right there. And we will have the sand all throughout, including in the very middle. And then we will plant the cactus on top of the sand. And we will have a full block. I guess I could probably go 1 block lower here. I think that will work. It will save us on other blocks in the long run anyway. There we go. And then again, we will cover all of this with sand, and then we will place a little bit more scaffolding 2 blocks tall, just alternating though on a sort of checkerboard pattern. And this is where the fences will be placed, or the fence gates. The reason we're going with fence gates is because we can open them and they act like an air block basically. Items will pass through them, which means we don't have to worry about any extra cactus getting stuck on top. And of course, we don't have to place these next to every block. We just want to make sure that every block has a fence next to it so that when the cactus grows, it will break once it is next to that fence. And as we place these, we will just open them up, and that should cover just about all of them here. I think every block now has a fence next to it, so we can start to remove the scaffolding, and we will get our cactus into place. Now we only have 2 of them for now. That's okay, and naturally some of these cactus will land on the cactus that it harvests from, and that will destroy it. There really isn't a great way around that, at least not that I know of. So that is just how that is going to be for now, but we can start to fill that in, and I just realized that is going to destroy that scaffolding, but that's okay. So that is, oh no, I did not think that one through. I forgot to place down the full blocks below all of the sand, so now if we wreck the scaffolding, well, we have a bit of a problem. So I'm going to grab these cactus here, and then I will fix that real quick. Luckily, the fence gates are all in place, and we don't have to worry about that. Alright, that's a little bit better. I got the scaffolding replaced with smooth sandstone now, and the water has a clear path all the way to the hoppers. So we can replace the cactus up here, and I think I will space these 2 apart just for now. That way they don't break each other as they harvest. We don't want to destroy any surplus that we get right now as we are trying to replant. So let's go ahead and finish filling in all of the... We have phantoms. Alright, that startled me a little bit. Okay, so we can finish placing in our water now. And I forget if our fountain over here is an infinite source. It sure is. Alright, and just like that, we have a fully functional cactus farm. I don't think we have a fence gate on this block though, so we will just pillar up here real quick and get one placed down. There we go, we will open that up, and I think every other block... Ooh, this one doesn't either. There we go. Now we should have every block hopefully covered. And it looks like we do. So now all of the cactus, as they grow to their... I see pillagers over here, which means an opportunity at an ominous bottle. I will never turn that down. They always like to stand in my plants though, and then I can't kill them with the sword. So we'll just wait for them to chase after, and we'll just take him out real quick. I guess these two don't really matter. And it looks like we got a Bad Omen 1 bottle. Alright, well, let's see if we have any cactus yet. Probably not, it doesn't look like we do. So let's make a quick trip to the desert and get a little bit more. And naturally, this farm will not have a very high yield. Cactus grows very slow as it is, and with the limited number of growth modules, I suppose, we have 25 cactus growing on our farm. Our numbers aren't going to be as high as they could. However, the farm will always be loaded in when we are working in our valley, which means it will constantly grow cactus in the background. Now, we don't need thousands upon thousands of cactus, so that is not what the issue is at all. But later down the line, we will definitely make a more optimized version of this farm, in which we have multiple sections, very tall sections, all growing cactus. So we need to get 25 or 23 to be able to fill in the rest of our farm. There we go, and we can take all of these back and finish off the farm. So I think we will start from this side over here and work our way out. There we go, and our last step is really just tidying up this farm, making it look a little bit nicer, and extending these walls up so we don't have any cactus landing on the border right there. For that, I think we will go with glass. And this is a perfect opportunity for us to test out our new super smelter for the first time. So let's head on in here. And of course it is sand. Also, I set up this double door right here, so one pressure plate opens and closes both of them. But since it is sand, it goes through the normal furnaces, so we will load that up with our sand, and we don't have any levers yet. We will just steal the one from the lava cart for now, since there is already lava loaded up and everything, and we will see that all of the furnaces will turn on, and that will just go back and forth and load all of the chests with the sand. Of course, this is a lot faster than the old one, because the old one had to go up and around and then that way and then kind of snake back, and we had a very big S going. This one is a lot quicker. So while we wait on that, let's go check in on our cactus farm and see if we have any yield yet. And it doesn't look like we do. I wasn't really expecting us to have any. That's okay. I do want to dye the glass green though, so that is what we are going to do once we get enough rolling in. In the meantime, I guess we could go see if we have any green dye already, and it looks like we don't. Okay, so maybe we will just stick with normal glass for the time being. Since we are going to upgrade this at some point, I'm not too concerned about that. And we will do cut sandstone here in the corners, and I think we might line the top with some slabs. So we will just get these placed on top of the glass just to give it a little border, and just to assure that we don't have any cactus jumping up on top of this wall. And hopefully this makes the armadillos feel a little bit more at home wherever they are. It looks like they are over here in the corner checking it out, and I do love how much they blend in with the dripstone. I hope they love that as much as I do. But it's been a while since we checked on our scute, and it looks like we have quite a bit in here. This is another farm that I forgot we can automate. We can make that turn into wolf armor. I think we will get that set up here in the future. So it looks like we have about 3 more stacks of glass in there, and that should be done emptying out. Not bad. So we will get the rest of this glass filled in and get the slabs on top. And I think we might even get some lights placed here in each of the corners. I'll go grab some lanterns and we can get that. This should help the cactus to grow at night. The only thing is we don't really reach that cactus there in the middle, so I think what we might also do is hop right down here and we will get some torches placed on those middle 4 blocks just like that. Whoa, alright, we have a thunderstorm over here and a little bit of some flames happening as well. So I think now that we have seen this farm all lit up, we can go sleep off this storm before we ourselves get hit. Alright, the storm has parted and now we can take a look at this in the broad daylight. It doesn't look all that bad. In fact, it looks better than I thought it would. It doesn't look so much like a giant factory, and it sort of fits in. I'm glad we built it right next to the armadillos. However, it is just floating right now, so I think we need to add a little bit more support. I think what we will do is a row of upside down sandstone stairs. We will place these going all the way around, and then I think we will go one more row in and finish this off with just some normal sandstone. I think that looks pretty good. We may even replace the corners right here with some sandstone walls. We'll just see how this looks, and that might add a little bit more depth. I do like that. I think we will stick with that. I ran out of sandstone. I need to go get a little bit more sand, but the front is all finished now, and it looks like a pretty complete farm. So let's open up our chest and see if we have any cactus. Nothing yet, that's okay. I will just wait a little bit longer, and I will meet all of you right back here once we have some cactus rolling in. See all of you soon. Well, it took all of 3 minutes before we got our first cactus, which means the farm is operational, which is a great sign for us. But that is where we are going to leave it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. This will be a great addition to all of our resource production, and it will definitely be nice to have a source of both cactus and green dye. If you enjoyed today's episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!